Star Trek just landed in Magic the Gathering, and the first wave of hot takes is already falling apart on contact with the actual card text. Let's fix that. This is Deck Cortex, where claims get checked against data, and today against the Oracle text itself. Here is everything the first look actually showed and what it didn't. First, what this thing actually is, because the product structure decides where every card is legal. Star Trek is a full Universes Beyond set, play boosters, collector boosters, 4 Commander Precons. Tabletop on November 13th, Arena 3 days earlier, pre-releases the week before. It marks the franchise's 60th anniversary and pulls from every era, the original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all the way to Lower Decks and the Kelvin films. Now the frame for everything else. 38 cards are public, out of a set north of 280. Whoever tells you they already know the meta is guessing. Legality splits along 3 set codes. TRK, the main set, goes everywhere its cards can go. Standard, Pioneer, Modern, the lot. TRC is the Commander set, Commander, Legacy, and Vintage only. And SDS, the Stardates bonus sheet, is reprints that stay legal wherever they already were. Which brings us to the first catch. Spoiler lists are passing around a hot new mythic called Khan Engineered Evil. Except that card is Sheoldred the Apocalypse, a straight reprint wearing a Star Trek flavor name. Same text, same death touch, same drain. Don't value it like a fresh mythic. Now the fun part. 3 genuinely new mechanics, straight from the reminder text. Assimilate is the Borg mechanic. Borg Queen Perfection Manifest takes a creature card straight out of an opponent's graveyard, puts it onto the battlefield under your control with a +1/+1 counter, and it becomes a Borg artifact creature, losing every other type. That's graveyard theft that feeds every artifact payoff in the deck, including the Queen's own power buff. Federation is the crew diversity ability word. It scales with the number of creature types among your non-Borg creatures. Hoshi Sato is the clean example. When she enters, you look at that many cards off the top of your library and keep the best one. Stack officers, doctors, scientists, and Vulcans, and she digs very deep. Mechanic 3, Face a Dilemma. You face one whenever you choose modes for a spell or ability, and 7 of 9 draws a card every single time it happens. The trigger is generic, so it counts modal cards Magic has printed for 30 years, and the set feeds her on purpose. Set phasers to stun or kill, consider the Prime Directive to counter or tap and draw. Every charm and command you own just leveled up. Chapter 3, the 2 cards competitive players should actually bookmark. Card 1, Salt Vampire, and it's being oversold. 1 and a black for a 2/2 with lifelink. When it enters, you look at target opponent's hand, and you may have them exile a non-land card. Permanent removal from the hand. But read the last line. Then that player draws a card. The exile is paid for instantly, with a fresh card off the top. So no, it is not a strictly better Deep-Cavern Bat. The bat is card advantage while it lives. Kill it, the card comes back. Salt Vampire trades permanence for neutrality. Their best card is gone forever, replaced by a random one. That's disruption and tempo, not raw advantage. The closer cousin is Thought Not Seer, an enters trigger that exiles for keeps, which is exactly why Blink decks should care. Every flicker strips another card that never comes back. Whether Modern or Pioneer midrange wants the fragile body is a question real deck lists answer in November, not previews in July. Card 2, Crystalline Entity. 8 generic mana, a 7/7 flyer, and when it enters, if you cast it, every non-artifact creature dies. That cast clause is load-bearing. Reanimate it, blink it, cheat it into play? No wipe, just a very large snowflake. Cast it honestly though, and it's a one-sided board wipe with a 7/7 attached. Your artifacts stay, everything else goes. And Modern already has the shell. Karn the Great Creator pulls it from the sideboard straight into your hand, and then you cast it, honestly, off Tron mana. Clause respected, wipe triggers, creature decks have a bad afternoon. Chapter 4, the Sagas, where the flavor team went off. The city on the edge of forever phases out every artifact and creature. The entire board just stops existing, and leaves a 0/1 token that keeps everything from phasing back in. Chapter 2 draws you 2 cards while everyone loses a little life. Chapter 3 lets you sacrifice a creature token to gain 5, including that 0/1, which releases the lock on your schedule. No destruction, no death triggers, just a time loop. In the Pale Moonlight is a demure grind. Opponents sacrifice non-token creatures, you investigate, then trade an artifact or creature for 2 Romulan tokens. Amok Time makes your creature fight, gains you 3 life, then returns a creature card from your graveyard to hand. Commander tables will screenshot both. Chapter 5, the Commander Headliners, and the Fight about Kirk. The bridge crew are clean designs. Picard, Steadfast Captain, drops 2 +1/+1 counters on another creature every time he enters or attacks. Spock, Logical Choice, is a 3/5 with Vigilance that taps to draw a card. Every turn, no mana required. And Benjamin Sisko plays with the top of your library revealed, casting lands and creatures straight off it. Behind them, Trelane, an unblockable 4/5 with Ward 2. Klingon Strike Force, 5/5 trample haste that burns every opponent on the way out. Bioasset Allocator, turning each artifact attack into drain. Tenacious Tosk, Operations Officer. Mid-range Commander Gold, top to bottom. The main set hides its own sleepers. Captain Janeway gives you an extra land drop and has every entering creature explore. Dr. Beverly Crusher makes your life gain triggers trigger an extra time, growing with every gain. And Brad Boimler, whenever he becomes tapped, every counter drop on your permanents that turn gets +1 of each kind. Hardened Scales in Starfleet uniform. And then, the argument. The marquee commander is Captain Kirk, boldly going, green, white, and blue. Bant Kirk. He buffs spacecraft by +3 and fetches the still unrevealed Starship Enterprise, and mechanically he's fine. But half the internet saw those colors and bounced, and even Mark Rosewater reportedly pegs Kirk as red. Wizards clearly saw it coming. Kirk, enterprising captain, is mono red, a 4/3 with menace that impulse draws when your board hits total power 8. The main set adds a second red Kirk who picks one mode when he enters or attacks, or as many as you like once your hand is empty. The complaint was never that red Kirk doesn't exist, it's which Kirk got the flagship. Chapter 6, the Precons, with an honesty flag attached. 4 decks at $75 each, 160 in Surge foil. Federation fleet around Picard. Landing party around Spock. Klingon fury around a Worf we haven't seen. We are the Borg around the Queen. And the flag. The reported deck colors are multicolor, but every spoiled face commander is monocolor, so treat those color pairs as early reporting, not fact. Chapter 7, the Receipts. What's actually knowable about money and mood 4 months out? This panel is the entire public pool, the main set, the commander batch, and one lonely Stardates reprint. It's also why you won't hear a single win rate in this video. Deck Cortex has 0 games on record for an unreleased set, and we don't invent numbers. These bars fill up in November. Sealed is the one real market story. Collector boxes list at $455 and are reportedly selling out in minutes, driven by 7 actor-signed headliner cards at roughly 250 copies each. Retail price means pre-order now, not wait and see. On singles, we're making 0 price calls. There is no sales history. Every number you see is a pre-order ask, and pre-order asks are stories, not prices. We'll run the real data when real data exists. And the mood? Star Trek relit the whole universe is beyond argument, and Magic's head designer answered with a shrug. The toothpaste, he says, is not going back in the tube. Past the ideology, reviewers mostly like the execution. Assimilate turning corpses into Borg, the phase-out time loop, Spock drawing cards by standing very still. The gripes are specific, and Bant Kirk is carrying most of them. Last chapter, the roadmap and what we'll do with it. More previews land at the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas in early August, a bigger reveal is reported for October, and pre-release week runs November 6th through 12th, ahead of the full release on the 13th. The moment real deck lists exist, we run real numbers, inclusion rates, meta shares, the whole engine. Until then, 38 cards, 2 constructed bookmarks, 3 new mechanics, and 1 very green Kirk. The full written breakdown is on deckcortex.com. Like, subscribe, and boldly go read it.